Hey, all gassed up in Stanfield, North Carolina, or excuse me, Locust, North Carolina. Forgetting where I am. As you can see, the street lights are on and the sky's getting a little dark. The sun has gone down, and I thought I'd take us back a little different way to the house. But, excuse me while I scratch my nose. Perhaps you guys, just about the time you're starting to vlog and your nose starts itching or some starts itching and you gotta stop and scratch, you know. I'm too much of a professional to stop and edit that out. But anyway, but everything changes in Locust. I mean, look, this little town, this used to be a 2-lane road, and we've got a Taco Bell, we've got a Bojangles, we've got a KFC. Now, the KFC is the newest one here. The other two have been here a little while. It's funny, when they made the Taco Bell, they made the drive-in, they made the drive around the building so tight that a lot of the guys with the big trucks around here, the big pickups, can't make the corner. They had to take a pole down so they could do that. We got a pizza place. We got an urgent care, that's new. Murphy's Express has been there for a while. Community college, outreach. Got a little business park they've just put up. This is available, so it can be yours if you want it. And then we've got the big Super Walmart complex off to our right with an Arby's, which is brand new and hasn't even opened yet. And the good old McDonald's. It's a nice Mexican food place down in there too. And the only Verizon store I've ever been in where nobody was there. It's really funny. Try to get into one in Atlanta, and you gotta make an appointment. So it's the way it goes. But it's pretty out this way. When they made it 4 lanes, really opened it up. People started flocking out here and moving, because that was the big problem, was the 2-lane road just took too long to get out here. So, too much traffic gets behind one slow person and we're late to work. But made a big difference. And it's been 4-lane for quite a while now, so it's not really new. Take a little cut through back here. Just a little bit of history. Oh, the sky's pretty, isn't it? Just a little history. Off to the right here, where you see these hay bales, there used to be a house up there. This was a driving range at one time. It was an old farm that a guy turned into a driving range. Yeah, pretty cute, pretty nice. We didn't have anything else out here like that. And now we got a couple of golf courses, and so you can enjoy yourself on the bike. But just a little ride through here. Like I said, the one thing I got to watch out for, besides this guy coming over the hill here running, is make sure we don't run across any deer out this way. They're out here, believe me. I've always been intrigued by those 2 silos, the one out of brick and the one out of whatever the other one is. Wonder about their history. You know, there's still a lot of farming going on out here, but you know, at one time it was all farming, and some of the relics of the old farms are here, like those silos. I'm surprised nobody's torn them down and reclaimed that land yet. Well, I'll make a cut through here. This is going to bring us out about on the same road that I came up on, but it's just a little cut through. Some nice roads. There's an old barn. Still standing. I don't know if it's being used for anything, but still standing. Back into the city of Stanfield. That's really a misnomer. Stanfield is one street. Don't believe we have a stoplight. Had a flashing red light on the main road. But nice little place. Country as it can be. Had one gas station. I never buy gas there because it was always too high. And it only had 2 pumps. So a lot of times you'd have to wait. And driving on the Locust where I bought gas isn't too far. The big old truck. That's what you see out here a lot of. I'm sure everybody's got a lot of big trucks everywhere now, but out here, if you don't have a pickup truck out here, you're kind of lost. We do have to haul our, well, if you're in the city limits, you don't have to. But if you're out in the county where I am, you gotta take your own trash to the dump. Yeah, these guys all have trash cans here. But where I am, you gotta take care of it yourself. Little places you wouldn't think would be here. Here's a rental place. I think I know the guy. Well, it's Sunbelt now. I knew a guy who was a tech for one of the rental companies, and he lived out here and he started his own rental company. I think he did pretty good. But that's a full-blown Sunbelt now. That's what used to be one of my customers. Used to sell them a lot of parts. They were good customers. Really funny, there was a guy who used to work there. I'll mention his name because nobody will know who he is, but he went by his initials, KP. And he was the shop foreman for the Sunbelt over near where I worked. He was a character. He had a dry sense of humor, and he didn't take any crap off of anybody. He didn't. The bane of his existence were the salesmen that worked at the company where he did. Were always making promises that he was expected to keep, about getting stuff delivered and getting it repaired and getting it back and getting it modified and all that stuff. And that's the kind of thing you run into when you get into that kind of business. I saw a lot of that. A lot of the guys that came to see me at work were guys like KP. They were maybe the shop foreman or the parts runner or something, and it was almost all industrial. We didn't have certainly all our construction equipment. We didn't have very many individuals that owned backhoes or loaders or things like that. So mostly those would be farm tractors and lawnmowers, things like that. Those would be just the civilians, you'd call them. But the business people, they were mostly businesses in the area. Like I said, we had 5 or 6 rental companies we dealt with. Dealt with Duke Energy. We dealt with well, shoot, everybody. I mean, anybody that has you see a piece of equipment somewhere, if it was a New Holland or a Kubota or a Link Belt or a Ford or gosh, almost anything. We had what was it, Takeuchi? No, it wasn't Takeuchi. It might have been Takeuchi. We had a lot of lines we didn't keep long, and I was there a long time, so you forget some of the stuff. We had about 80 different lines of accessories, specialty buckets and mowers and combines and, all kinds of attachments, hydraulic and pull behind. And it was an interesting life. I've always been really interested in mechanical things, and you can't have it better than that. All the different manufacturers and how they did things and all the cool things they came up with. One company, I know you've seen hydraulic fingers on a backhoe where they can reach out and the finger closes down and they can pick up something, so that they can't scoop up in the backhoe bucket. They call them a thumb. Some people call them thumbs, hydraulic thumbs. We had a couple different manufacturers, but we had one company, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. They made one that was all mechanical. And so you didn't have to add extra hydraulics to the backhoe, and that saved a lot of money. And I remember a video. We used to play a video. You go in some places and they go in the showroom, or you go in the parts room, whatever. They've got a video playing, of advertising a product or something like that. And we had a TV in there, and back then it was VHS tapes, and they would play over and over and over. This one showed this thing. Oh, it was Amulet. It was made by a company called Amulet. But it would show a guy with a backhoe and mounted on his backhoe, and he would reach over and pick up a piece of tin siding, a 4x8 sheet of tin siding, pick it up and not even deform it, just pick it up by the corner with the thumb and the backhoe bucket, and pick it up and set it in a pile. And he did that over and over and over again, just showing how the dexterity of the thumb and the versatility. And we didn't want to use it. You just folded it back up against the backhoe, and it got out of your way, and you could sit there and dig all you wanted without it being in the way. But stuff like that always intrigued me. I don't know if stuff like that, you know, intrigues you. I love just thinking about all the things that make up this old Yamaha here. How somebody really knew what they were doing, designed this thing, and make it such a long-lasting, good riding, heavy-duty machine that will probably outlive me. Wouldn't that be something if someday my son's riding this, talking about me long after I'm gone? Because he's not getting it till I'm dead, I'm telling him right now. But anyway, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's getting pretty dark for me. Of course, again, I'm looking through a tinted visor, but everybody's got headlights on. I didn't want to go out here in the black dark, because even though I've got a really good headlight, like I said, the deer are moving a lot. I saw one earlier today around lunchtime. So I know they're moving around this area a lot. But anyway, well, I'll wind it up. I hope everybody is having a great day. Get out and ride if you can, and please let me hear from you. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.